up, everybody? You're watching Magik TV. I'm Yesenia, and we're here with Slick Rick the Ruler. How you doing?
Sister, how is everything?
Everything's good. Now, you are one of the hip-hop legends. How does it feel to be one of the founding fathers and artists of hip-hop?
Oh, it's a good feeling to be close to the root of the whole hip-hop tree, you know what I mean? And be able to bring joy to, millions of fans across America and the world that, they grew up on Lottie Dottie and stuff like that.
Speaking of growing up, I gotta say, one of my first memories of you and your music, I was growing up in the hood in Pacoima, and the trucks with the big old speakers were bumping, the jam, and the speakers would be bumping, and the windows would actually shake in the house. They were bumping Children's Story. That was one of my favorite joints. That was one of the anthems. What created that song? Like, how did that song come about?
Children's Story was just a song that I made growing up in my area and seeing a lot of kids fall victim to crime. And I just wanted to write a story because that's basically the way I was thinking at the time, you know what I mean? So just wrote a nice little story about trying to, how the good and the bad and staying out of trouble in story form.
Yeah.
And a lot of people liked it because it had a catchy beat,
Yeah. That's definitely an anthem, a hip-hop classic. Now, who were some of your inspirations when you were first starting out?
My inspirations was a group called the Cold Crush Brothers. Back when I was growing up, there was like Curtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash, who else? Of course, the Sugar Hill Gang. But if I'd say my all-time favorite was the Cold Crush, and the rest of them was good too. Curtis Blow was good too at the time. Even Dougie Fresh was established before me. He had a good hit record back then too.
Cool. Now, Def Jam is one of the hottest hip-hop labels ever, and you were one of the first artists signed to Def Jam. What was it like being on Def Jam and working with Russell Simmons?
It was a different thing, you know what I mean? At the time, hip-hop was still young. LL was there before me, though, you know what I mean? And there was Run DMC, you know what I mean? So it was an okay time for us, you know what I mean? Growing up and going from regular work to stardom, you know what I mean? So, that's the positive things I can say about it.
Now, aside from rapping, you also do some acting. One of my favorite movies, Brooklyn Babylon. I've seen you in that. So what was it like being in that movie?
Well, that was fun because they basically just allowed me to be myself, you know what I mean? They just pretty much quoted on what I got to talk about, but they allow you to be yourself. So when you're yourself, you're a little more natural, you know? When you got to read too much stuff, start sounding phony, you know how to go with acting too, and you don't want to get diluted or watered down either.
Now, in that movie, you had the patois accent, the Caribbean flavor. How did that come about for you? I heard your parents are Jamaican, is that right?
Right, well, my mother and father were born in Jamaica, so when they did that scene, I kind of fitted in, always trying to act a little more reggae than I really am, you know what I mean? But it was all fun.
That's cool. My mom's is from Belize. Shout out to Jamaica and Belize. Big ups. Bullet. So what are you up to nowadays?
Well, nowadays, I'm like a landlord in New York City. So I got a couple properties in New York City that I landlord. And me and my partner over there, we're making an album that we're going to put out on the internet, you know what I mean? Eventually, some slowly but surely tip. And, we just do touring, we do a lot of shows because now, a lot of people appreciate old school hip hop. So we get a lot of work on that tip, you know what I mean? And basically, that's about it.
Snoop kind of redid Lottie Dottie on his album. Was that like an honor for you? How did you feel about that he did like the same song but just flipped it and did it his own way?
Well, I was deeply honored because Snoop, was a way bigger star at the time, and it was an honor to keep old school artists refreshed in the minds of the youth, you know what I mean? So I definitely appreciated that. It was an honor that somebody of his stature appreciated, the old school classics.
Cool. Now, you were one of the first rappers to wear the big jewelry and the big bling. Do you feel you kind of started that for the new cats that are out here nowadays? You were first rocking the gold tooth and all that,
In New York, a lot of people was doing it before me, so we was inspired by a lot of people that we grew up watching and seeing looking beautiful with big stuff on. So as soon as we was able to afford it, we incorporated it in our life.
Cool. So now, can we expect more music from you? Are you going to be working on more music and the old hip hop heads and new heads? Because a lot of these young cats, they also, I was reading some bulletin boards today, and they're like, I'm 14, I'm like Slick Rick's biggest fan. Like, are you going to put out some more music for everybody?
Yeah, well, me and my man right here, we're working on that. So, you know, look out for that in the future. We're going to put out some nice bangers for you, just organizing it right for you, you know?
For sure. Now, who are some artists that are out now that you think are doing good in the game, or who are some people you would like to collaborate with?
Well, who I think's doing good in the game right now is always going to be like Missy, because they have upbeat tracks, Busta Rhymes, you know what I mean? Who else could I say? Those are the two names that come off the top of the head right there, Missy and Busta, because they keep it fun and lively and at a fast pace where you can actually enjoy your dancing and stuff, you know?
Yeah, energetic. That would be a hot collabo. How about like Nas or anybody like that? Nas is one of my favorite rappers. Or Kanye. How about Kanye?
Yeah, true indeed. Got that Kanye, Nas, you know, Sean Carter, you know, definitely those brothers right there. You're still keeping it moving, you know?
Or what about a reggae collab? Some Sean Paul, anybody like that?
Yeah, Sean Paul is great too. I like Sean Paul too, yeah.
Cool. We'll be on the lookout for that. Thanks for taking time out and talking with us, and we'll be looking forward to your work in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.